Hi, everybody. It's December 14th, 2020. This is the day that the Electoral College has affirmed the election of Joseph Biden as president and Kamala Harris as vice president of the United States. It was a long, hard grind after the election to get to this, and there's still some doubt, apparently, in the minds of at least a few people, but I think we have to move past this. We had a democratic election, and we have preserved democracy in our country through the vote of the Electoral College, though most of us probably know that we should get rid of that Electoral College. After all, the Biden-Harris team won by over 7 million votes. But that's neither here nor there right now. We're moving on, and I want to move on to a poem. This poem is called These Days. I think I'm reading it on the day the Electoral College voted because I don't know, it's about people caring for one another, about people who are different from one another coming to know one another, and that made me think of what we have to do now as we move onward these days. When we met, Emeritus Professor Ernest Cool was already old. Now he's died. In those days, I was driving cab, 3 days a week from 6 to 6, morning to night, long, hot days. The rest of the week, I was a student. Every morning, the professor prepared lunch for two, carefully placing it in a wicker basket with a red and white checked cloth as cover. Then he put on his jacket, straightened his bow tie, and awaited his cab. The first day I was late, lost, unsure if I should ascend the long drive to the house. Finally, he walked out to me, complaining and hot. He slapped the hood of the car, the yellow hood of the car. I drove to a nursing home where he had lunch with his wife. On the return trip, he explained he could not take care of himself and of her too. He was sorry. We have lunch. The food they serve would make anyone want to die. Soon he asked for me by name. I drive to the door, walk in the kitchen for the basket, and help the professor into the cab. I was young, long-haired, studying to be a poet. You can't learn to be a poet, he'd scowl. The university is a home for scholars, not artists. One day, almost 4th of July, he showed me 2 ripe ears of corn, perfect, even rows. Each kernel, he said, an Iowa pearl. He started the plants indoors, then moved them outside when it warmed up. Ripe corn by the 4th, a surprise for his wife every year, this surprise for her. He laughed and laid the corn on the table. Then, picking up 2 stemmed glasses, he led me downstairs to the dark earthen basement and a wall of bottles, picking one out. This is the last I have, he said, an '88 Madeira given me by a colleague in 1935. He meant to open it and offer me a drink. I said I couldn't. It wouldn't be right. He laughed at my conservatism as he opened the bottle, an ordinary day, for no reason to celebrate a holiday left unnamed. He poured some out, that 1888 Madeira, and we walked upstairs into the light. And there, the two of us, blinded together by the cab, we drank.